But anyway, so how did you guys do this week? For those of you that even made it over here. Then I don't have a way to send out any notifications. I can't do watch parties. So it's just the 5 of us right now. How'd y'all do this week? What's on right here though? And I think Facebook is bugging out. Or is it me? I think Facebook is acting stupid too. Shit is horrible. Matthew knocked it out the box. 3-0 for the week. Adele said, I'm just going over my training. Very good. Adele, what have you done so far? Have you watched 301? Did you get a chance? Did you get that far? Or are you watching the first two? 336, 396. Did you get a chance to watch those yet? Adele, I believe, joined us either today or yesterday. Dan, you 0-0 again this week. Limited time on the charts with work. Okay, so you're watching the first two. So 336, 396. Okay, very good. When you get on 301, it's going to get into more of the actual framework that we use and apply in the market. How to actually identify the right timing in the market, and then how to identify the right opportunity during that time in the market. That's really covered in detail in number 301. So as a matter of fact, that's going to be the video that you're going to be watching and listening to forever. Pretty much. So after you watch the first two and then you get to 301, it's going to be 301 on repeat after that. That's the one that's really going to elevate your understanding of what we do in the market. But that's good. I'm glad that you all are immediately into the training videos. That's exactly how you should do it. And really just all weekend, you want to immerse yourself in the videos. I think I saw Winston come on here. What's happening, Winston? I think that's, who's that, Mark? Is that Mark Z? I think that's Mark Z. What's up, Jelani? Jelani said he's 0-0 for the week. Just be at the mall with my wife. No, I wasn't at the mall actually. We had something else to do. She had like a couple of appointments, so I had to run her around a little bit. And then I also did another Instagram live for an interview that was done this past week. Is actually going to go on the air on what's the name of the daggone? I keep forgetting the name of it. I think it's Red Ink Radio Live. That's it. Red Ink Radio Live. There's a an existing radio show. A former student, actually, of TeamAlliance, Kelly Hunter. She's doing a radio show talking about financial literacy, focusing on credit, and she invited me to do an interview, which we actually did this past week. So that's actually going to be aired on Monday. I think Monday at 6 o'clock. Yeah, I think, whatever September 10th is. Friday, Saturday, 7th, 8th, 9th. Yeah, it's either Monday or Tuesday. I'll get the exact day. But yeah, she did an interview with me. It was really, really, really good. Daniel training like crazy, earbuds while I sleep too. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's how we do it. That right there is subconscious training. Does it work? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Let me see something. I'm gonna move this mic out here. Audio should be a little better now. But yeah, that is one of the most effective ways to train. Earbuds and going to sleep. It gets in you. Training like that, at the subconscious level is very powerful. And I think that it's something that is it's not mainstream. Like we talk about it here, but people don't really talk about that like in general conversation. So to bring it up, it's like people are like, huh? Like, what do you mean subconscious training? Subconscious training, that's what it is. You learn much more efficiently, and you actually learn with less disruption in the learning curve when you train that way. When you actually are receiving information by listening, it's going directly into your subconscious mind, and it's bypassing the conscious mind that wants to stop information from coming in. So it's very effective. It's something that is scientific. And the proof is in the pudding, because everyone that does it gets the light bulb moments at a later time. So it's like you'll do that for a period of time, and then later on you start getting light bulb moments. Like you'll start to understand something out of nowhere. Like, oh, I understand that now. And it's something, mind you, that you might have seen or heard dozens of times, but one day it just clicks. That's as a result of subconscious training. It's as a result of repetition, and repetition is how we learn anything effectively. Everything that we do, we learn through repetition. Everything. You don't get good at doing something by not doing it over and over again. You get good by doing it over and over again. So it's no different for us with this trading, man. Same thing. It's powerful stuff. But I'm liking what I'm seeing. A lot of zeros on the end. So we got a few folks 0-0. Matthew said he was 3-0. Somebody else was 1-0. I think Jay Carly said this week she was 1-0. I think this week, how many trades did I take this week? I think I was 2-0 this week. Took 2 trades this week. Also been trying to slow down on Project 21, because I was talking about this earlier when I was on Instagram. about how fast it goes by. Like when you are spending time on the chart and you're waiting for the market to position itself, you know, etc. When opportunities come and you there to take the opportunities, it happens so much faster than you think that it will. You know, you don't realize how fast, like, you get 4 or 5 trades. And we're only talking about 21 trades altogether. But, you know, 3 trades happens fast. Even if 3 trades took you 2 weeks. Think about that. If you got 3 trades in 2 weeks, that's a lot. That means that you basically are going to do that about 6 more times before you get to 21. So you take 6 and multiply that by, how many weeks did I say? 2 weeks? 6 times 2 is 12 weeks. So that means in 12 weeks you could be at 21 trades if you were getting 3 trades every 2 weeks. And I'm just giving you scenarios, like in examples. The one I like to use is the worst case. I like to talk about the one where you end up on average with 1 trade a week. You end up getting 1 trade a week. It takes 21 weeks. 21 weeks to be at full-time income, like to be in position to earn at a full-time income level. Come on, man. Start from $100. Make 2-0 for the week. Focusing on the levels of stability. Yes. Carry. Watching you daily and practicing on the demo. There you go. There you go, Jelani. The quick glance has really helped out since my time was limited this week. There were times that nothing was happening, or if it might have been on its way there, but not ready yet. But I'm never in a hurry, so it works out for me. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking. Notice how he said never in a hurry. That is key. The more that you slow the process down, the faster it's going to happen. It just is. It's going to happen much faster than you think that it is. A lot of people, when they come into training, they project in their mind how long it's going to take them before they're ready to actually go live. And I think that the consensus has been consistently 6 to 9 months. Like usually when I have a conversation with people when they come into training for the first time, that's what they're throwing at me. They're like, you know, I want to take my time. I want to learn this. You know, I'm looking at probably looking to go live like 6 to 9 months, maybe even a year. And that is awesome because what you're doing is you're mentally preparing yourself to not be in a rush. See, this is another way that you trick your mind. You trick yourself. It's like you trick yourself into not rushing the process. And by not rushing the process, what you're doing inevitably is you're smoothing out the process. And this is crazy when you think about it. So I think the perfect example to use is people try to make it happen faster and mess up. Think about it. You trying to go faster, you're going to mess it up. And when you mess it up, it now lengthens the amount of time involved with your process. So in the midst of you trying to speed it up, you're really slowing it down. This is, man. And this has been said time and time again in our group. You know, like this is something that we talk about consistently. But when you really think about it, that's what goes on. This is why people really just put themselves in a situation where they want to, you know, make a decision now that's rash, where they're like, I can't do this, it's not for me. You know, I tried it, but it didn't work. You didn't really try it. You tried to rush through it. And in the process of you trying to rush through it, you actually slowed yourself down, because you can't rush through something that is intended to be acquired over time. There's market activity that you need to see that you haven't seen yet. There's market movement that you're gonna have to be exposed to. You ain't seen it yet. How you gonna see it without the time? So the time is not necessarily broken down into your daily time, because there are those of you that don't have a lot of time every day to do anything. And I understand that. You know, you got your job, you got whatever your situation is, and that's it. It is what it is. The thing about it is that your circumstances have a tendency to change, don't they, over time? Like whatever you're doing right now, 6 months from now, it might be totally different. Right now, you may not have time. 6 months from now, all of a sudden, you got time. And because the 6 months where you had limited time, you were training, now 6 months later, when you have more time, the training is now in you, and you can execute now with more time. So you see how that transition takes place? It's amazing, man. It's amazing. Matthew said, no need to rush when you're not running late. Come on, man. What's happening, Corey? Matthew said, you also can't rush through something that's meant to last a lifetime. That's hard. Can't rush through something that's meant to last a lifetime. Gotta write that down. And this is all true. These are all true statements. Crazy, man. All right, got that? I had to write that down. That was hard. Jelani said, yeah, I agree. Took me almost a month to go live after I did 20-0 in paper trading. I had timelines for everything, but they quickly went out the door when I realized that this is a business and not a hobby. That's powerful right there. That is powerful. I gotta repeat that. He said, I had timelines for everything, but they quickly went out the door when I realized that this is a business and not a hobby. You know what's very powerful is that the more that you begin to see this as an actual business, the more that you begin to treat it that way. Just like with that statement, what Jelani just said about how timelines are going, like, you know, whatever timeline that you have for whatever changed because of the nature of what this is. You see what I'm saying? The nature of what we do is a business. Think about business. You own a business, you might have a lot of plans and goals, right? But shit happens in real time in the business that might affect the timeline for the goal that you had. So what you thought might have took 3 months might take a year. What you thought might have taken a year could take less time. You see what I'm saying? So It goes to show you how it really mirrors a business, because it really is a business when you treat it as such. And that's hard right there. That is hard. That's hard. Yeah, I know, Stacy. Facebook acting stupid. Facebook acting real crazy. But it ain't gonna stop us. But yeah, I mean, it's powerful stuff, man. It's just not, it's amplified too because of the way that we do things on Team Alliance, as far as the consistency. That's my main thing, is being consistent, never letting up. It's like, you know how they be like, you can't let up, you can't give up, keep applying the pressure, blah, blah, blah. All of that is cliche until you do it. So to do it is different. The same way execution is different than theory. Theoretically, you can say whatever. Until you are a practitioner of it, it's not real to you. It's only a theory. What I love about what we do is that we make it real because we are consistently in execution mode, even when we're not necessarily trading or doing anything that leads to an actual result. Training on repeat is execution. That is execution. So this is another reason why I tell you guys, like, especially those of you who are newer, to not get discouraged when it feels like you may not be learning fast enough. Don't feel like you're not learning fast enough. You establish the pace. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You create your own pace. Whatever pace you're moving at currently, based on your current circumstances, let it be what it is. You can incorporate what you need to do into your lifestyle and how you do things right now. You know what I mean? So, no need to be discouraged at all. Jake Wilder said he 0-0 for the week. That's what I'm talking about. See, and look, this is another thing too. I want to add on to that. Everybody that said that they 0-0, they all can give you specific reasons why they did not trade. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody who's 0-0 knows why they did not take a trade. They know. If you ask any of them right now, you're going to hear, well, I had limited time this week. I didn't really have as much time available to be on the charts. That's a solid reason. The times when I was on the chart, the market, it didn't give it up. That's solid as hell. That's solid. So you don't hear like any type of complaining like, yeah, I ain't take a trade this week, but damn, man, I need a trade. You notice how you're hearing less and less of that now. Eventually you won't hear it at all no more. Like, that's going to be a thing of the past. No one is going to say that anymore. Because everyone is going to understand what it is that we're actually doing. We're just in execution mode and we're just remaining on the path, and that's it. That's it. Training is life. Trading is going to reflect what you do in your training process. So creating the right training habits, that's going to transcend into when you actually do trade. That's going to be responsible for you winning consistently and knowing why. It's going to be responsible for you not taking a trade and knowing why. Come on, man. Corey said, well done is better than well said on any day of the week, man. Matthew said, for sure, just happen to have more time than others. That's it. That's it. It's just like, like I use myself as an example. There have been weeks where I have no trades. And it's like, Mark, you didn't have no trades? No, I have no trades. And then when you hear my reasoning, most of the time it's, oh yeah, he had mad family stuff, to do. He was running around. You know, he had stuff to do with his wife, whatever. It's like you already know what I was doing, where I didn't have the time to be on the charts. It is what it is. It ain't nothing to be stressed out about. Remember, your circumstances are what they are right now, but they're going to change. And when they do change, are you going to be ready to execute when your circumstances change? Are you going to be in position? You see what I'm saying? So, like, just to build on that, I'll give you an example. One week, I might not take any trades, right? Then the following week, my time might be much more available to be on the charts, and I'm 3-0, 4-0. You see what I'm saying? And not just me, this goes for anybody. But I'm giving you an example of when you're dealing with your circumstances and the situation that you're in currently as far as your time. Right now might be a time for you where more time is required to do other things. And it seems like you can't commit as much time to training or commit as much time to being on the charts. But it's okay. This is a business. That's how everything works in the business world, ain't it? Same way. You see what Steven just said. He said rushing the process can and will cause you to deviate away from what you're being taught. For those of you that are hard-headed, you will continue to deviate until you get tired of losing. Then you will stop the training. It's like juice man repellent. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. He said, then you will stop. The training is like juice man repellent. Gotcha. Wanted to make sure I read that right. That's hard. That's hard right there. Woo. Oh. Matthew said, another thing to note is to not confuse being efficient with thinking you're rushing. Sometimes things will just happen quickly, even though you're just out for a stroll. I only say that because in the past I've confused the two and held myself back thinking I was rushing, but in reality I was just being efficient. Damn. That's hard. That's hard. You gotta read that more than once. That's hard right there. He said, don't mistake efficiency with rushing. I totally get that. That resonates. That resonates. It's just like once you realize what you're capable of doing, sometimes you can dumb yourself down because you don't want to feel as if you're doing too much or you're overdoing it. Or you're, like he said, you're rushing it, right? You're trying to make sure that you don't feel that way. When in actuality, because you're so thorough with your skill and your ability, the market has provided you with the opportunities, you've seen them and you've taken them, and it creates efficiency in your execution. That's hard. That's hard because to distinguish between those two things takes a level of understanding and your elevation of how you think about everything that we're even talking about. That's good. That is good. Dan, you said the time I was on the charts, nothing set up, either had distance and environment but no pricing, or pricing but no distance, always missing something I needed to see. See, he's giving the reasons why he didn't take trades. And that is super important. to be aware of why you didn't trade. I want you, especially for those of you who are newer, I want you to really, really think about that and think about how valuable that really is. To be able to know why you're not trading. That alone helps you to control the juice man. And if you don't know what the juice man is, just ask in the group chat. And it will be obviously clear what the juice man is. But yes, that right there alone helps you to control the juice man. Like for real. Stacy said, always comment to more time in training than on the charts. Yep. Jay Wallace says, same here, Daniel. All parameters didn't line up for me either. See? So once again, being aware of why not. The why not and the why is the same thing. So the same way that you would understand thoroughly and comprehend why you did take a trade, you want to also understand thoroughly why you did not take a trade and know specifically why not. Everything that they're talking about, those are specific things, specific reasons why they did not trade. Come on, that's a lot, man. That's a lot, because it means that now you're getting further and further away from being so concerned with, the idea like, hey, Mark, when's the best time to be on the trade? It's like you stop doing that because you realize that, oh, there really is no best time to be on the trade, on the charts. There's no such thing as the best time. The only thing that you have is your skill and then the application of your skill over and over and over again. The skill being the step-by-step things that we do to lead to either taking a trade or not taking a trade. But in both instances, we're understanding why we did take a trade or why we did not take one. That's a mic drop right there. I'm telling you, man. Look. We're gonna be like, what year was it that the Bulls kept beating everybody up? They had like a run in the 90s. That's what TeamAlliance is gonna be like. Just unstoppable. Mick said, I'm living with my tomorrow. Why rush and miss out on the little things? Daniel said, my juice man has been on an extended vacation for some time now. Yes, sir. And that's what I want to hear. I want to hear more of that right there. Yes. Yep. Juice man on vacay. Jay Wallace says, sometimes I get frustrated and think about dismissing one of the parameters, but then realize if I lose, I have no one to blame but myself. Ooh, let me read that again. Gotta read that again. He said, sometimes I get frustrated and think about dismissing one of the parameters, but then realize if I lose, I'll have no one to blame but myself. Now listen to what he just said. What he's saying is, by deviating and putting himself in position to lose, he would know why he lost. He would know why he lost. Yo, and he wouldn't have no one to blame but himself. Come on, man. Come on, man. Jelani said, I was up at 6 a.m. a few times this week, but when I looked, the environment was not right at any of those times. I could have easily said, I have to get a trade since I'm up early. But that isn't in my DNA to do stupid things like that. That's huge. He said it's not in my DNA. You realize what he just said? He said it ain't in my DNA. In other words, I ain't trying to do nothing different, and I'm not switching up, and I'm not doing nothing stupid, and that's it. Period. Come on, man. Then you said, I thought of that too, James, but I remember how the loss feels. Ooh. That's some powerful, that's a nugget right there. Yo. Whoa. You see how much was in that one sentence? So Daniel is saying he's done it before, one. He's not doing it again, two. And he's not doing it again because he remembers the pain from how it felt. Come on, man. Like, what else is there? We say it all the time. Stop doing dumb shit. Right? So, like I said, there's going to be less and less of that type of stuff anyway because of the way that the training has elevated us. You know, like we're really we're operating on a very high vibration, and being on a high vibration means that there's a lot of bullshit that is not getting up there because we're above it. You see, like you understand what I'm saying? It's kind of like the thought of, oh, don't stoop down to his level. You ever hear when somebody says that, like in an argument, or somebody might be having a confrontation with someone? They're like, don't go down to their level. In other words, don't lower your energy. Don't bring your vibration down, because if you do, now you're going to have to live on that vibration. If you stay elevated, you don't got to live on that vibration. And it's a decision that you make. Corey said, that's why I'm grateful to MRMH. Highlights the right from the wrong. Yep. Yes, it does. I had said a long time ago, MRMH forces you to be patient and disciplined. It literally forces. See, it's one of the reasons why when you are going through the process, you don't have to try to make yourself become patient and force yourself to be disciplined. If all you did was apply the process and stick to the protocol, you're doing it. It's happening without you trying to make it happen, which makes it easier because you're not in the way to resist it. It's flowing through and it's actually getting through. You see what I'm saying? Simply by you following the protocol and applying the process over and over again. It has patience and discipline built in. Adele said, that's deep. Deep is the abyss. Matthew said, elevation overcomes all. Bullshit settles. Daniel, like Matthew said, you have to make a decision to not lose anymore. That's it. Damn. Yes, just in time for the mic drop. I feel it coming. I can feel it coming. Y'all getting close. This right here is good stuff too, by the way. It's this Tivana. It's herbal tea with hibiscus and green rubus. Is that how you pronounce it? Or maybe it's rooibos. ROOIBOS. I know it's good though. I know that much. And it's just the pineapple berry blue herbal one. It's pretty good stuff. I'm trying to wait to see who's gonna do it. I know it's coming. Jelani said, I'm about to be quiet then. Don't be scared, Jelani, don't be scared. Stacy said, no, it's Friday. I won't see you till Sunday. Adele said, you need to make a book of everyone's quotes. Ooh. This is, listen, whoa. You heard what Adele said? Do you think that she's on the vibe with us? Adele, when did you join? You joined yesterday, right? I think Adele signed up either yesterday or today. Did you hear what she just said? Let me find out if Adele gonna do the mic drop. Damn. J. Carter said, I'm excited to watch this back. I'm sure it was great. Yeah, this was all. Matthew said, just imagine what TA as a whole will be once everyone just decides not to lose. Hold up. Once you acknowledge you are the reason you lost, the decision is easy. Come on, baby. Corey said, can watch 301 times until then. Ed said, don't trade like Bruce Willis in The Sixth Sense. Right. Yeah, hard. Jay Carly said the book is already in process. I steal all the quotes for that reason. Yes, she does. Jay Wallace, trading is like battling. Oh, trading is like batting at the plate. You can't swing at every ball. You have to be patient and have good timing to swing at the right pitch. Good night. Good night.